Hello, and thanks for watching another episode of ARFCOM News. Today I want to tell you about the thousands of guns lost by the U.S. Army and why anti-gun activist David Chipman might not get his Senate confirmation. But before we get started, I want to tell you about the fine single malt barrel-aged night vision products with notes of hickory, chocolate, and leather offered to you by our friends at TNVC.com. Meticulously prepared in small batches by expert craftsmen, TNVC night vision is bold and refreshing, just like you. If you like seeing stuff more than not seeing stuff, take a look at our sponsor, TNVC.com, your source for quality night vision gear to make you the bump in the night. First off, I want to remind you of the three most important gun rights issues we covered in a previous episode. Those issues are the ATF's proposed rules regarding receivers and braces and the Senate confirmation of anti-gun activist David Chipman for ATF Director. As I record this, the proposed rule for stabilizing braces is over 100,000 comments, but the one for frames and receivers has only about 72,000 comments. That's still a great deal of interest, but I think we can pump those numbers up. Remember, this proposed rule on frames and receivers is an attempt by the ATF to put an end to home-built guns by redefining what a frame or receiver is as basically anything they want it to be, irrespective of what Congress actually said. Both of these proposed rules are important and deserve your attention. Please use the links down there in the doobly-doo to submit your comments as often as you are able. Please do your best to articulate original arguments, but it's better to copy-paste something from the FPC or other gun rights groups than to not comment at all. Please use good grammar and spelling and proofread your comment before submitting. Don't ignore those squiggly blue and red lines. And keep calling your senators to oppose Manchin's confirmation as director of the ATF. David Chipman has been a lobbyist for control freak groups for years and is famous for his very public and obviously fanciful tales. He is an untrustworthy propagandist, and now articles from the Federalist, Fox, and the NRA cite statements from Manchin's former colleagues claiming he lost his gun while he was an agent with the ATF. Of course, he denies the allegations, but it's not as if he has a reputation for integrity, and he has refused to release his personnel file, which would offer conclusive evidence. And now it's coming to light he may have also made racist comments about black agents cheating on an exam and may have sexually harassed coworkers. I am Jack's complete lack of surprise. Again, this information is coming from former colleagues and hasn't been confirmed yet, but FOIA requests have been filed. Because the ATF has stonewalled those requests, the American Accountability Foundation has filed suit in U.S. District Court to compel them to release records pertaining to Chipman. Of course, that suit is unlikely to be resolved before his confirmation hearing is finished, so keep calling those senators. Even former ATF Director Michael Sullivan opposes Manchin's confirmation, saying, "Policy debates around firearms should be left to the lawmakers in Congress, not agency leaders. If a nominee wants to craft firearm policy, there's a mechanism to do that. Run for office and let the voters decide. The American people and the ATF need a leader who is focused on mission, not policy debates."
So say we all.
Manchin can't be director without Senate confirmation, and there are 6 swing senators who can make the difference. One of them, Susan Collins from Maine, has indicated she intends to vote against Chipman's confirmation because Chipman's history makes him an unusually divisive pick for this important position. In particular, I am concerned that his confirmation would do significant damage to the collaborative working relationship that must exist between ATF, the firearms industry, sportsmen and women, and other law-abiding gun owners exercising their Second Amendment rights. Every other senator's vote is all but certain, so no matter what state you live in, please call each of the 6 senators listed to my right and urge them to oppose David Chipman's confirmation as director of the ATF.
Come on, man.
The AFT.
People like Manchin will tell you only the police and military should have guns, but I recently told you about how the Miami PD lost over 24 guns, and now it seems the Department of Defense has had its own share of boating accidents. The Associated Press reports almost 2,000 weapons were lost or stolen from the United States military over the last decade, with the overwhelming majority being M4 and M16 rifles, but pistols, machine guns, and grenade launchers were also missing. While weapons have gone missing from all of the branches, about 1,300 of them were from the Army. Some are perfectly understandable combat losses, like the Navy SEAL who misplaced his handgun during a gunfight in a restaurant in Lebanon. Some are simply paperwork errors, which were never actually associated with a real weapon. But unfortunately, many are intentional thefts. One large theft of AKs from Fort Irwin involved gang members who enlisted as military police. Fort Irwin is the National Training Center, and large stockpiles of foreign weapons, equipment, and vehicles are kept there for use by OPFOR. All of this information wasn't released voluntarily. The ATF had to drag it from each branch via multiple FOIA requests and piece it together with painstaking labor. Each branch tried to stonewall requests and downplay numbers, but the bottom line is a disturbing number of weapons routinely go missing and they end up being used by criminals. And the type of weapons we're talking about here are actual full-auto machine guns and grenade launchers and whatnot. The sort of stuff the legacy media is always trying to conflate with common semi-auto rifles. Remember, folks, only the police and military can be trusted with these weapons. Well, friends, that's all I have for you today. I hope you enjoy watching these things because I sure like making them for you. Hey kids, do you want to get email alerts for the best deals, projects we're working on, and the hottest stuff you missed on the ARFCOM forums? You bet you do! So go ahead and hit that Linktree link down there in the description and sign up for our newsletter. And remember, our robot overlords in the tube of yous know what we want better than we do for ourselves, so they routinely unsubscribe viewers from channels which could contain wrongthink, like our own. That makes puppies cry, and Captain America is very disappointed, so don't forget to check every now and then and be sure you're still subscribed to us. Ring that notification bell to stay in the know on all the 2A news. If you want to help us keep bringing you banger content like this, please support the folks who support us. Not only does TNVC.com give you night vision with that cool, refreshing, never bitter taste that goes down smooth, they also have mounts, lights, and all sorts of other gear to make you the bump in the night. I love you.